here. It's like, oh, look at, ooh, let's put the hood on real quick.
Wait, no, you gotta record the Corvette that I'm building too.
We're good. It's like,
You're
alright.
driving without an engine.
You can do this in the
the
back.
engine's over here, bro. I got the V8, bro.
Recording. Like you see, this was built very well by a person that doesn't know what they're doing. So basically, these guys are driving down the highway, going 175 in a pickup truck because of how powerful their engine is. It's in their seat. You see, they have two engines, one in the back as well.
Hey, careful! I don't think that gold is dry yet.
Still, and then they're speeding down the street, and then they're like, "Oh my God, we're gonna catch people with our ray gun from Call of Duty Zombies." But it's actually a sonar gun that they used to check the speeds. And then they're speeding down the road, and then like, oh no, one of our wheels came out, the other engine came out because it wasn't structurally sound. So now they're going 170 plus on the highway, scraping. And they're like, oh my God, can you stop it? No, the brake is in the back. It vanished. it was in the back.
Oh yeah, it's over.
It might have went under the seat. Oh, it did go under the seat. Here it is.
Oh gosh.
And it's like, oh no, the brake is in the back. Oh, I can't stop. And then the hood comes off because reasons. And they're like, oh my God. And then the other and then he was speeding up on accident. And then the other engine comes out, so now he can't speed up anymore. Well, that's just good. But they have no brakes, so now they're speeding and they're speeding. And then the other wheel comes out, and they're like, oh no, what do we do now? We can steer now, but no, the steering wheel's jammed. So the one-armed policeman goes into space. And then the other person's like, oh my God, what do I do? I'm dying back here with a brake and a seat that shouldn't even be back here. And then a gigantic knife comes down and slams in the middle of the car. But it does it at an angle, so it speeds it up to like 280 or something. I don't know, like a whole over.
That's a straight angle, bro.
No, it was like coming at like an angle like this, so it goes bam, and now it's going so much faster down the highway. It's slamming into everything. So there's nobody in the front, like they're dying, and then oh my God, magic, and bam, look at this.
Magic.
And the police officer comes back down and lands back in the front seat, and then this lands here for no reason, but not on all the way, so it just looks goofy as heck.
No, then we got another freaking Corvette over here that's an officer, bro. And then he exploded to nothingness.
And then a real truck comes around, and they're like, oh, I'll help you, and they're like, no, and they're like, all right, and then the truck vanishes because they don't need help, and then the thing comes off again because too fast. It was going too fast, and it wasn't connected. Yeah, because reasons. And then this guy, I'm pretend I'm the guy real quick, like he's like, please, I'm demanding help. And then the police officer's like, no, we can't. Too bad. You're going too fast. And then one of the wheels for no reason go back on for 2 seconds and then come right back off. Who knows why? But they were speeding, and then the engine comes back in, but the pedals jammed, so it's like, he's going, he's going really fast. He's going really, really fast. All right, he's going like 310 right now. I'm trying to keep a straight face. This is so hard to keep a straight face in. All right, and he's going, and but it isn't gonna do nothing because like the tires are not on. But then the tires are on because like.
What?
But then the tires come on, so it's like, oh no, we're gonna go like 400 in a second because pickup trucks can do that. They can go faster than race cars.
And then that's when the vroom, 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 bad piggy.
And then the second engine comes back and like, oh no, we're gonna reach 510, all right? Oh no.
The throttle broke.
And like, oh no, oh God, the car is really shaking today. And then the second engine comes out. Oh no, what do we do? Another tire comes out. Oh, we're scraping across the highway going 621. 621 to be specific. And then the hood comes down, and then it blocks the engine from coming out. So like now the engine doesn't come out, and then their muffler comes out. I don't know if this is a muffler. I'm calling it a muffler. The muffler comes out. I'm like, oh no, now it's not going. It's going. And it was going to be so loud that the hood came off, and then the engine flew out because I don't know.
No, because reasons.
Yeah, because reasons yet again. And then oh my God, the whole rest of the truck comes back to where it's supposed to be, and then comes right off again because reasons. And then this happened. I don't know what this is. It's better muffler, and it went for going, and it was going for, and it was, and now it's like, I mean, it's silent because there's no engine, but like, no, the engine come back in, so now it's like, it's making zero noises. It's just silent, and then the engine comes out again because, yeah. know. Okay.
Okay. Pull it back.
And the car starts shaking, and then the person with the sonar gun goes to the second steering wheel, and then they're like, "Oh, I can control this too." And then they start controlling. The second steering wheel, like the first one controls where the car's going. The second one controls how high they're going or something. And then they start flying, and like, "Oh my god, watch out! We're about to no." And then they crash. And then the woman flies out and then lands in the back. Like, she flew up into space, back down and lands back here with the muffler and the brake. She's like, oh, I have an idea. Let's put the brake on my radar gun.
My brain is destroyed. They're going up to outer space and back and down over and over.
And she has her motorcycle helmet on, so she didn't die. This man, he has a gigantic hole in his head, so I don't know if he's alive, to be honest. But he's just like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? As the woman's flying around back there. I was gonna say I don't know if it's a woman, but it has little things. But
noodle thing?
the little things on the side, little eyelashes. Then the engine goes back in. Oh my god, I can't believe it. The engine went back in for a third time because people at the International Space Station went, I don't want this engine, and they brought it back down.
Space station?
The International Space Station. And then the rest of the truck lands on here. Like, oh, let's go. We got the whole truck now, besides the tires and the brakes and the muffler and the second engine. There's a whole lot of things that are missing with this truck itself. And then the top comes off, and the man comes sideways, and things start falling apart because they started running into this thing. They're still going like 720 miles per hour, but it doesn't matter. They're doing something, that's for sure. And then the engine flies out, but it doesn't go all the way out for a second, and then it goes all the way out, and then it lands in the back with the woman, but it isn't connected. But it connects to where the second engine was, so they're still going. But like the second engine controlled the front two tires, so like now they're going 800 something. They're like in Mexico or something at this point. I don't know.
Like in Mexico. Is that how fast they were going?
Yeah, and then a Donkey Kong barrel comes out of nowhere and like bam. No, it's not a gas. This is a Donkey Kong barrel. And then they slam into it, and then it was going so fast it knocked them up to 370 miles per hour.
Wow.
And then this bumper came on. It just attached for 2 seconds and then flew right back off.
Agreed.
And then they got their little building a sentry thing here, and they put it in the back. Then they were trying to build a sentry, but didn't have a wrench. They only had a sonar gun and a missing arm and an engine. And since they have an engine in the wrong spot, so it's the two front tires, they're going over 1,000 miles per hour now because trucks can do that. And then and then this engine comes down.
Another V8 that's broken.
Oh no, now they're going super fast. But the second engine comes back. This is the third one. And now they're going to max speed. And then the tires then one of the tires go back on whenever I get it on.
Do something right now.
Yeah. Nope. As now they're like going with like multiple engines now, so they went from 1,000 to 2,011. They're now at 2,011 miles per hour. They're going so fast, they're leaving fire behind them. They're like, and then fire and stuff, and then this man's machine gun comes out of nowhere, and he's like, and then they're like, oh no, what do we do now? We're getting shot at, and then I say they die. We're trying to keep this going, and then this man on his jack scooter, yeah, this is not a jack, this is a scooter. The same person landed on the scooter, and they're like, oh my god, look at this scooter. Oh no, a wreck, and they land back in here on the scooter. And the scooter keeps going for like 2 more seconds, and it goes flying up into space. The Donkey Kong barrel comes back, and then it's like do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and it slams into it again, and then now they're going 2,012 miles per hour now. Yeah, and then they got whatever this is, it's a better muffler that makes silence. This is a muffler, and then it flies out because it wasn't actually a muffler. I was incorrect. I'm screwed up. Oh, and then this man's hat lands on his head as he sits up. He's like, oh okay, and then like, oh nope, where'd the hat go? He sits up. He's like, okay, now I can drive now, and then and then a hat lands on his head. And like, I know this isn't a hat made for him, but now a hat lands on his head.
That is a hat made for him.
Okay, cool.
That's his hat.
It's backwards, but he has it backwards, so he's cool. So yeah, like like he's wearing a hat backwards, so he's cool. So he's like, I'm too cool for this truck. So he hops on the scooter and then does a sick kickflip into the back rooms. And he's now there's nobody driving and it's swerving out of control. And then he teleports out of the back rooms like, I just killed the man. And then I do. And then he's like, and then the engines are like, and then like the woman in the back is like, and then like the seat here is like, stuff like that. So out of nowhere, this woman grabs the muffler and just throws it into the engine, and now it was going from like screaming at the loudest pace because like overheating and dying from trying to drive, and now it's overheating, and now it's not because the muffler's in the car now. So now that makes sense. And then this is back on here again. This is back on here again, and then like the woman's like, oh, I need to put the brake on, but the brake's under the seat. So then she went over there and undid the seat after moving the engine. But the engine's still connected somehow. So she grabs the engine and she just grabs the whole front off, throws it off the side of the highway, and just throws the brake inside the thing. But it misses. It just barely misses and gets stuck like right here. And it's not on the place where the brake's supposed to be. So like, oh no, except the brake isn't on the back anymore. He's lost control. Because the brake was his main thing. And then the muffler comes out and it's like, oh no, and they ran over the muffler and it's like, oh crap, he ran over the muffler. And then the engine's out scraping on the bottom of the thing. And then a gigantic child with a gun is in the background for no reason. And then the hood comes up on the thing, which is and then out of nowhere, this comes and drives next to them. And
listen, Ginger, Ivan, out.
then like, oh my god, we died now. This flies off, and then like, what else we got in this thing?
Get out of the kitchen, Ivan. Get out. No, you're being too loud. Go.
And then this Corvette is like, oh, I'll save you. And then they're like, no, I'd rather not. And then again. And then this woman pulls it. She swaps her sonar gun for a machine gun and shoots down the International Space Station. And then it turns back to a sonar gun. But the International Space Station was actually the truck hood. So it comes flying down and it slams into this engine and it goes flying out. And then in turn makes this engine go fly out. And then so does this one. So he's like, oh, we have control now. Because one engine came out and then all the rest of them came out. So it's like, oh, we have control now. And then the brake
Doesn't work.
Yeah. But the muffler doesn't work either because it's not in the car. So where'd the brake go? Well, let's say the brake is back where it was, and he's like, oh my god, the brake's back where it was, but now they can't stop because they're going like 300,000 miles per hour. 300,000 miles per hour because of the engines they were on the whole time.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the radio that man was using earlier exploded for no reason.
Stand up, she hit her head on the table.
Like the radio the guy was using earlier is like right here, and then it flies out because because the machine gun from earlier it was shot and it was so bad it like made the car jump, which made the thing jump and fly into space. And then the man was like, oh, no, he was like, he's drifting, he's Tokyo drifting. They were like in Mexico, but now they're in like Brazil now because of how fast they were going. Yeah, then one of the tires come out and like they're doing donuts to try to stop this, but then both the tires come out, which means there's no brake system now. But they went from 3,000 to 2,000 miles per hour, which is a great upgrade. But now they're just spinning in circles. So he stops spinning in circles. He just was like, no, and they keep going.
They keep going, bro.
And then one of them have an idea where they got this, and then they like, and they throw it in front of it, and they're like, and it shoots it. No, it's like it's like pew, and it shoots it, and then it like hits so hard it goes all the way, it goes backwards. Yeah. Which means that means this one bullet from this artillery machine gun had pushed it backwards, which means they're now going backwards. And then it was slowing down like, oh my god, we're almost done. But no, it shot more bullets. So that means they're like, oh, so now they're going 2,000 miles per hour backwards. And then like, oh no, and just continue shooting until it ran out of ammo, which means they're not going like 7,100 miles per hour behind them. About like doing a front wheelie too. Then they slam into the International Space Station, slash to the back of the truck. which stops them because it's invincible. And then the car slowly rides forward and just stops. And then the woman's like, "Oh my God, we survived!" And like she's like, "Oh, I can't believe it. We've done it. We survived." And then he's like, "No, we haven't." He like restarts the car, but he can't because the engines are gone. But then the engine just isn't gone now. It just reappeared. The whole truck is like intact and
Are we playing bad babies all of a sudden?
yeah. Hey, you want to do that all over again? Yeah, let's do that. And
Like
then
and subscribe.
yeah. Like, and like, you want to do it all over again? And then she's like, yeah. And then the thing goes flying off back into space. So it's now the International Space Station again.
Now back all the way to
This
the start.
it vanishes. And then if you want to remember what all happened, you just restart the video. Oh yeah, and then the other engine just reappeared as well. Along with the brake, don't have it, but like the brake flew back in the back and this.
Blue, black, and black.
And then the sentry gun flew away. And so did your muffler / crowbar. And they lived happily ever after. I forgot about the tires, but still, they lived happily after, and I think an axle came off. Okay. Like and subscribe.